Welcome back. In what could be a massive blow to the U.S. economy, the potential for a nationwide rail strike back on the table. Kelly O'Grady joins us now live in Los Angeles outside of the Union Station. Kelly.
Good morning to you, Maria. Yeah, the possibility of that strike is back on the table. The third largest union, they represent about 10% of railroad workers across the U.S., has voted to reject that tentative deal. Now, remember, that proposal would award historic pay increases, but the sticking point is really around this issue of quality of life, especially when it comes to paid sick days. Now, that union in question sharing, railroaders are discouraged and upset with working conditions and compensation. They resent the fact that management holds no regard for their quality of life, illustrated by their stubborn reluctance to provide a higher quantity of paid time off, especially for sickness. Now, the strike isn't imminent. Instead, we're going to return to what they're calling a status quo. That union will now re-engage with carriers until November 14th. They have agreed to avoid striking until 5 days after Congress reconvenes on the 19th to allow for government intervention if needed. But if the strike happens, it could cripple the economy. So a study is finding that $2 billion a day would be at risk during a shutdown. Rail carries about 30 to 40% of the nation's freight. So you could be looking at shortages and higher prices for essentials like food and gasoline. Store shelves could be empty during that upcoming holiday season. I mean, remember that supply chain snarl from last year. Truck drivers just simply wouldn't be able to handle the influx that a shutdown would cause. Now, 4 of the remaining 11 unions have agreed to the deal, but 7 are still in the process of voting, including the largest 2. I want to highlight that the president of the biggest union has recently indicated the agreement falls short of his expectations, and that is sparking more fear that we could be heading towards a shutdown. Now, the good news for the Biden administration, if there is any, is that the strike would not happen until after the midterms. But Maria, this next month is going to be very important, so we'll be watching it very closely. But I can tell you there's a lot of frustration among railroad workers right now.
Yes, great report, Kelly. And that is all by design. They don't want this to erupt until after the midterm elections, which is why Joe Biden had a whole press conference celebrating this tentative deal that was never a deal, Dagan. I knew this was going to happen. He simply asked the unions to put a pin in it until after the election so the economy would not spiral out of control right before voters went to the polls.
Did the same thing with gasoline prices. Why do they started releasing oil from this petroleum reserve? And remember, during the summer when gas prices started easing, started celebrating it. Yeah, and then it blows. They thought it would last, the kind of easing gas prices until after the elections, and it blew up in their face because of bad policy. But you call this, number one.
Thank you.
And number two, why expect the unions to do what is right for the American people in the economy? It's like the teachers' unions. They intentionally crushed the future and the development and the education of children from coast to coast. And they didn't care. It was about power, period.
And that was also by design. But you know what I think is really interesting, Mitch? If they go ahead and they agree to a 24% raise, okay, which is what this administration intervened to talk about, 24% raise, what happens to the other major unions? They're going to want a 24% raise. So if they go forward, they have tons of other unions striking. If they don't go forward, the economy spirals into a worse recession than we are in right now.
They make 24% more, and they still want more after that, paid time off. And the impact on the economy here is really severe because we still have the supply chain problem. It's not been fixed, right? So if the rails aren't working for a period of time, those containers that you just saw in the package, those containers don't get places. We still have a container crisis in this country where those boxes aren't in the right place. This could really send the economy into a tailspin.
But either way, it's inflationary.
Right, 100%.
This is the inflation. This is the inflation price spiral. If they get the wage increase, that inflation begets inflation. And if they don't, well, that's.
But you know what is even more maddening is the fact that they make this stuff up. Joe Biden got in front of a podium and did an entire press conference celebrating we have a tentative deal. It was never a tentative deal.
But that's what he does. I mean, we should call him Jose Biden after his Puerto Rican Delaware comments. I mean, but look, you know, it's time and time again. He's doing it one after the next between the student loan handouts. You add that one in. You add the marijuana incarceration deal that he's trying to put together. So it's just, you know.
James Taylor singing a song about suicide.
Right.
While the market crashes.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.